Hi everybody, welcome to a new episode of Smart Talk. My name is Stefano. Today we will talk about the US Treasury holdings and the relationship with the foreign investors. Before going straight to the topic, I just want to thank you guys all for your support and positive comments on our previous episode about TikTok. After today's episode, we will have an important figure talking about the relationship between the Hong Kong police and the citizens. So please stay tuned and subscribe to our channel. Before today's topics, let's watch a news clip.
China is already number one in the world for mobile payment penetration, with 790 million people expected to be using such payments this year. According to 2018 figures, there were over 60.5 billion mobile payment transactions, with a total volume of 277.4 trillion yuan, or 41.5 trillion US dollars. It's a huge leap for what was once a mostly cash economy. But the digital currency project will take such transformation to another level.
The reasons why the US Treasury holdings used to be popular and are still very popular is because of the US dollar dominance in the world and also into the financial market. If you think about like some strategic goods like oil, they are still exchanged in US dollar. It is true that nowadays more and more countries started to sell more US debt. And the reasons are because of the restricted liquidity on the US dollar and also because of a loose monetary policy implemented by the Fed. In fact, like central banks are seeing the dollar a less attractive investment right now, and then they prefer to give a preference to the gold. Not only China, but also other countries like Japan and the UK started to put more of their US holdings into the market. Japan, according to the latest statistics, has the highest exposure in the US Treasury. Due to the continuous trade war issues with the US, China for the third time this year cut its holdings on the US debt, while Japan increased its quota by 900 million to $1.26 trillion in June, holding the top spot. China still remains the second foreign holder investor on the US debt. Without doubts, China is trying to push its digital yuan, which is seen as a threat by the US government. The digital yuan will allow China to convert its export from USD to RMB. And the digital yuan will not be beneficial only for China, but also for the countries along the Belt and Road Initiative because they have a very high exposure in the RMB if you think their major debts are in RMB. So for them, the RMB is the first currency. Saying that, the US dollar dominance will still remain into the financial market because still the US dollar will be the, let's say, the top currency. Anywhere in the world will be used and widely accepted. But China plans to launch its own digital currency next year, first into the internal market, where the Chinese population is already well prepared not to use cash anymore. If you think nowadays China is very cashless, it's very simple just to scan a QR code from Alipay or WeChat and to pay anywhere, like in the shopping mall or in the restaurant. And I personally even saw a beggar last year when I was in Shenzhen asking people to scan his QR code and transfer in money. So China is very advanced not only in technology but also in e-payments. China doesn't want to quit the US dollar. China wants to reduce its US dollar exposure and also launch its digital currency. For China, the US dollar is still very important, and China doesn't think like a Western country, oh, you are doing this to me, I will revenge on doing that by quitting the US dollar. No, China doesn't want to quit the US dollar, so that's why China is the second foreign holders on the US debt, because China still want to be part of the international trade, being a top player, and especially China wants to stabilize their growth and their economy. This is another reason why China was performing much better during the pandemic. If we think about like other countries like the US, because China is thinking about solving its own internal issue, and China is not thinking about making interference in other countries' policies like the US is doing. But this is a problem of democracy, and especially when we come close to the election year, of course, in order to keep the votes, probably some countries like the US is doing prefer to divert problems on other countries because they don't want to focus their own attention on their internal matters. This is the end of our show. I just want to remind the audience that if there is anybody who doesn't agree with today's opinion or also with our previous opinion, this person can just write to us by email and take part of our show and, for example, have a debate. So please remember to subscribe to our channel and watch our videos. We are DotDotNews. Bye bye.